If you go by the numbers, this game was supposed to go to the Pacers. These teams have alternated wins and losses in 13 games against each other since the start of the 2013 Eastern Conference Finals. Pacers have been great on the road this postseason. They've won 5 straight. Paul George cleared to play after his concussion from Game 2. Cold starts for the Heat. 2 Heat defenders are in good position, but Paul George sprints past both defenders, catches the pass like a receiver splitting a defense. Later, James. Not a good pass from LeBron over Chris Bosh's head. Heat 5 points, 7 turnovers in the first 9:36 of the game. Then the Heat, they'd figure this thing out, pick it up their play in the second quarter. James picks Evan Turner. Pretty good idea how this would finish. Bucket foul, Heat down 6. Later, Heat still down 6. David West misses down low. James gets the ball ahead to Dwayne Wade. The Heat were closing quarters on runs. Closed the second quarter on a 16-5 run over the final 5 minutes, 40 seconds. Heat up 4, down 4 at the half. Third quarter, West to Lance Stevenson, misses a lay-in. Wade grabs the rebound, hits it to LeBron. Heat up 1. A few minutes later, the Pacers went cold in this one. Hibbert misses the hook shot, and then in transition. You talk about a good play in transition. Norris Cole finishes with 9 points. Heat up 3. In fact, the Heat closed the third quarter on a 12-3 run over the final 2:40. And it was really where the Heat started to take off in this game. Closing seconds. Third quarter. Wade. Yep. 10 in the third quarter for Wade. Heat up 7 at the end of the third. Between the third and fourth quarter, James would be 10-2 in the tunnel for cramps. A lot of effort out of them. This story, though, belongs to Ray Allen. For the first 3 quarters, Ray Allen, 0 points, 3-point field goals, 0 attempted, but came alive in the fourth. West struggled to keep up with Allen. Can't leave him open. That's why Heat up 5. 2 minutes later, Heat still up 5. Wade knocks the ball away from Hibbert. LeBron again in transition. Finds Allen, sit, hit. Heat up 8. Later in the quarter, Heat still up 8. Cole. Kick it. Heat up 11. Ray Allen feeling it. Under 3 minutes to go, Heat up 12. James finds the hot hand. Allen out of Sumter, South Carolina. Woo. 4 for 4 from the three-point line of the final quarter. LeBron James would say after the game his greatest pleasure in basketball is watching his teammates succeed. Let's take a look at images from the end of the game. Allen knocking down one of his 4 fourth-quarter threes. And Roy Hibbert just buries his head. Cannot believe this. Bosh loving it. James, Heat had it going. They go on to win this one 99-87. The Pacers lose 2 straight for the first time this postseason. Heat trailed by as many as 15, tied for the second largest comeback by the Heat this season. Ray Allen, he was big. The Game 3 winner of a tied best-of-7 series goes on to win 76.1% of the time. Thanks to Ray Allen, the Heat have that lead.
When you get in that rhythm, it's almost like this is what I expect. You know, if it doesn't go in, you know, you're surprised when it doesn't go in. So, you know, when we play like that offensively, and we do it for a full 48 minutes, then we'll be tough to stop.
You know, he got it going, man, and we just wanted to continue to find him. I was able to find him for the majority of the shots that he had tonight in the fourth quarter. And when you got a hot hand, you just keep going to it.
There's so many years of pain that he caused a lot of us. You know, it's great to have him on our side. He's inflicted a lot of that pain. There's a lot of scar tissue there for a lot of us, seeing him run around and break your back in the fourth quarter. That's why, you know, we went after him so hard.
Well, how did the Heat win this one? Defense set the tone. After allowing Indy to shoot 45% from 3 over the first 2 games, they held them to 6 of 21 from deep. Saturday, just 29%. Ray Allen and Norris Cole joined the big 3 for a devastating lineup. That unit played 8 minutes, outscoring the Pacers 23-13. And Allen hit 4 3-pointers in the fourth quarter alone. But it was James and Wade who carried the team, combining for 49 points on offense and turning in an incredible effort on defense with 7 steals between them. Paul George and the Pacers now have their work cut out.
Same story. We turn the ball over. They got great guys that's going to make plays in the open court and really open up games. And, for them, Ray got hot, and they kept finding them in transition. That's, really how he got his 4 threes and really broke this game open.
We didn't handle their pressure well. I thought they were the aggressor for the majority of the night. And, we didn't do a good job of, handling their pressure, getting the ball to the second side. And then, obviously, we gave them some turnover touchdowns.
Every game's a must-win, so we're going to leave here after Game 4, hopefully with a win. So, we just got to focus on playing stronger and smarter.
All right, so the Pacers showed classic signs of losing their legs in Game 3 after strong shooting and owning the paint in the first half. The second half, completely different story. They made just 2/3 of their free throws and got dominated inside by a Heat team that was playing small ball. Here's Sage Steele and our NBA Countdown crew.
It's Miami. It's Memorial Day weekend, and it's another Heat win in the playoffs as the Miami Heat, the hometown Heat, take a 2-1 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals series, beating the Indiana Pacers by 12 on Saturday. Welcome inside American Airlines Arena, where the fans have pretty much filed out at this point. Bill Simmons, Doug Collins, Jalen Rose, I'm Sage Steele. Guys, slow start by Miami once again, including LeBron James, including Dwayne Wade, down 15 points early. But then they flipped that switch. No problem, Jalen.
Sage, just some interesting math. The Pacers have 2 All-Stars, Roy Hibbert and Paul George, who came and win this game. The Miami Heat have 2 superstars, Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. 18 for 30 from the floor, 49 combined total points. But the thing that get the other guys going are the 7 steals. Now all of a sudden you get both of those guys in run-out situations. LeBron's all-around game, not only on the defensive end and rebounding the basketball, but making guys better, on-time, on-target passes. And Wade has been terrific these last handful of games. Anytime he's making threes and being effective, driving to the basket, and also opening up lanes for everybody else so they can kick it out and get threes, this Heat team has to wait for somebody else to show up. Today it was Ray Allen in the 4th.
And Wade had 4 points with a minute left in the second quarter, finished with 23. He really turned it on. That was a classic Ray Allen performance. We've seen that. What was he, the 96 draft? You were 94?
Yep.
I mean, he's still doing it. I looked it up. That's 371 threes for him now. And he got the crowd going. I thought this was a great Miami crowd tonight. It was a good Saturday night crowd.
It was.
LeBron was feeding off their energy, I thought. And then every time Ray hit one of those threes, it was almost like in baseball. Watching somebody go deep, just it ignited everything. And I thought he really sucked the life out of Indiana at the end there.
Well, when you play Miami, especially when they go small, you've got to be able to have multiple playmakers on the floor. You got to make quick decisions. You cannot turn the ball over. Indiana did none of that. Size does not matter if you can't get size the ball in the proper positions to be effective with it. And Miami turned up the defense. And you can see they had 19 turnovers for 26 points, which led to these runs. Look at these runs, guys. That's 37-10 by my math.
Good math,
in those 3 runs, Indiana is not a team that has enough firepower to allow Miami those kind of runs. There was a 16-5 run during the course of the game. There was an 18-5
run. And also blown opportunity, too. Oh, man, we're sitting there the second quarter. Bosch has 3 fouls. It's just, it was on a platter. The crowd was dead. Indiana just squandered it. It's too bad for them.
Again, last time, Game 2, it was late in the game, 4th quarter. This time, they knew it at the half. You could see it on Roy Hibbert's face.
We thought Miami was going to win at halftime.
And now what is their psyche going into Game 4?
Exactly. Great question. Well, Game 4, they've got a lot of work to do between now and then. 8:30 Eastern Time Monday on ESPN. See if the Heat can go up 3-1.
Roy Hibbert limited to 2 rebounds in nearly 37 minutes. Ray Allen, 13-point fourth quarter explosion with 4 3-pointers. The Miami Heat, 55% shooting from the field. What do you take from this game, Mike? I'll take all of those things.
Well, turnovers. Why don't we just start there? We know that the Indiana Pacers cannot commit 19 turnovers, which turn into 26 points for the champs. You can't spot the Miami Heat 26 points and expect to win a game of this magnitude. But the defense is almost as bothersome, Stephen. And when you talk about those 2 factors, to me, that's where Frank Vogel has to start. in review of Game 3 and how to get to Game 4 and how to correct some of these things. You give up 55% shooting. Granted, some of that is in transition off the turnovers, but Indiana hung its hat all season on defense. We know they committed turnovers. They're not that great a passing team, so they're going to have to make major adjustments without lineup changes. There are no secrets here. They're going to have to play better, and the question is, can they do that in Game 4?
And how do they do it? LeBron James led the Heat with 26 points. Dwayne Wade had 23, looking like a star. You know, not second tier, right along the lines of LeBron James. How can Indiana possibly pull off a win in Game 4?
Well, look, if we talk about stars, we talk about the way that LeBron and Dwayne Wade have played in the fourth quarter of Game 2. And obviously the fourth quarter again in Game 3. Look at how Dwayne Wade ended the third quarter with that big three-pointer, stretched the lead to 10. Took it from 4 to 10 by himself, starting the fourth quarter with a three. Okay, conversely, what do we expect from Indiana? Who counters? It's got to start with Paul George, and it's going to have to go to either Lance Stephenson or Roy Hibbert. These are their star players. They're going to have to be that good in some quarter, either get a big enough cushion or to close out a game, one or the other.
Mike, I think they have to score, but they also have to protect the ball. When you protect the ball, you have some confidence because you're making Miami work a little bit harder instead of getting easy baskets. To me, that is the key. They've got to be able to protect the basketball, and somebody's got to step up and act like they want to be a star. Lance Stephenson did it in games 1 and 2. Somebody's going to have to do it in Game 4.
They got one chance, Stephen, and you're not going to go down 3-1 to Miami, even with home court advantage, and win this series.
Y'all heard that. Back to you.
We did. Thank you, gentlemen. Pacers were 5-0 following a loss this postseason entering Saturday's game. That streak is now over. The last time the Pacers lost 3 straight postseason games was 2 years ago against the Heat in the Eastern Conference semis after they took a 2-1 series lead.